Watches are expensive items, especially if you're a watch collector, because you always got to collect more than one, right? And they can add up over time. And there's ways you can save money, and I'll go through how you can save money. And they've worked for me before, and I'll go through with them with you. You can save money on heat. Don't turn the heat up as high. Don't turn the air conditioner up as high. Have a little cooler. Have a little warmer. You save money. Saving money don't hurt anything. When you're out someplace, don't buy drinks. Don't buy pop. That stuff's expensive. It can be $2 or $3 for a pop. Stuff like that. What you can do is you make tea in a thermos. Or you take bottled waters. That's what I do. I take bottled waters with me. I save a fortune on pop, buying drinks. I take them with me. Don't go to sporting events that cost you a lot of money. If you went to sporting events all the time, you could be friggin' broke doing that stuff. Concerts, sporting events, that all costs big money. So avoid that. You can spend it on watches instead. You'd be surprised how much money you can spend just not going to those things. Go if it's free, but don't spend any money on it. You can shovel your own sidewalk. You can cut your own grass. You don't need to hire somebody to do that. Don't be lazy. Don't hire somebody to do that. It costs you money to do that. If you do it yourself, you save that money. It might take you some time, but what the heck? You still save the money. Smoking, vaping, all that stuff. Don't even start getting into that stuff. That just costs money. That's just like burning up your money. You can save that money for watches. So don't smoke, don't vape. Avoid getting into the habit of eating at restaurants. That's a bad habit to get into. It costs money to eat at restaurants, and it costs big money, and it's always going up too. The prices of restaurants are always going up. So you'd be better off just to eat at home and buy your groceries and cook it yourself and enjoy cooking your own food. Don't order pizzas. That's just another bad habit, ordering pizzas and going to restaurants. It's just a bad habit. You don't want to get into that. You have to tip the waitress and all that. It just costs a lot of money. So don't get into the habit. Some people get into a bad habit doing that and they're always going to the restaurant. It's just a bad habit. Another habit to avoid too is buying beer, buying whiskey, buying wine. You don't want to get into that habit. I know people, they got to go spend $100 a day at beer, wine, and whiskey. $100 a day. That could be spent on watches. What the heck are they spending on that for? So there you go, you guys. Don't get into the habit. It's hard on your health too, buying beer, wine, and whiskey. And, they get to the point where they have to have that stuff, and it just drains their money right to nothing. Another habit to avoid is going and hang around in bars and hotels. Like, that's expensive. You're buying drinks at full price, entertainment price, high prices of drinks. You might want to buy them for your friends and all that stuff. That just adds right up. And that just takes up all your money, buying bars and drinks and stuff like that. And it's not good for your health either, and it's not good for your wallet. Just don't drive as much. If you drive a car, don't drive useless trips, short trips all over the place. Avoid doing that. Walk instead. You don't have to drive the car down the corner store like a 2-minute trip. It just wastes gas. So save your gas. Go on longer trips, but don't go on little short trips. It's hard on your car too. Carbons it all up your engines, makes it all dirty. Don't do that. You can also save by repairing your own car. Learn how to change the oil. Learn how to do other things like changing transmission fluid, the coolant. Learn how to do all that stuff. Learn how to do alternators, belts. You can save a fortune just by buying the parts and fixing it yourself. You don't have to rely on a mechanic. You can do all this yourself and save yourself a fortune. Maybe you got stuck babysitting. Maybe you like babysitting. Maybe you got a sister or brother who's got some kids. You like babysitting them once in a while. Well, that's good. But don't go spend on things like expensive gyms and stuff like that. Take them to the parks. Parks don't cost any money, and the kids get fresh air and exercise. It's a win-win situation, I would say. One can save lots of money by not buying subscriptions. Subscriptions can cost lots of money because they keep sending them to you, and if you're not even looking at them or using them. So don't get into the trap of buying subscriptions like television channels, magazines, even book subscriptions. Get your books at the library. It doesn't cost you nothing to borrow a book at the library. And the library can also read newspapers, magazines. You can even borrow some magazines at the library. So check out the library. It's free. It won't cost you nothing. That's a good way to save some money. And you might even see some books you didn't even know even existed. So that's good. So there's some ideas where you can save yourself from getting into bad habits and wasting money, and you can save money to keep on collecting watches. So there you go, you guys, and hope you do good and save money. Why not? So hope it all goes good for you guys. I've tried all these things out and it all worked for me. So there you go.